Hey YouTube, how are you all doing? Lego Leprechaun here again, guys, and today we are going to share with you a video on the haunted house that had come out in 2012. Now, I did not get my hands on this set. I started Lego probably about 5 years ago, roughly. So I was probably about a year, even 6 months too late. I didn't understand really anything about maybe shops that might have had it past the date that it was retired. So at the time when I started out with Lego, so as you know, if you go searching for this set on the likes of Amazon or eBay, it's at a ridiculous price. So I decided, to take it upon myself to actually download the instructions and dig headfirst into all the spare parts that I could possibly have inside my Lego drawers here in the building shed. And I'd say I probably beat into it over 3 days, from probably last Tuesday till about Thursday to get the majority of it done, with some of the inside partially done, and then I done the inside probably over about Friday and Saturday. I wanted to actually do a video sooner on it, but I was wrecked, guys. I was wrecked. I was staying up so late trying to get it done. I just fell into a flow of excitement, and I really love this set, but again, like that, I just couldn't get my hands on it, and I wanted to build it, so I wouldn't stop until I had it done. So yeah, so before we go any further and show you the external and the internal, I just want to, first of all, a massive thanks and gratitude for me reaching 1,000 subscribers. Guys, I'm over the moon, absolutely. I love the comments, the feedback, brilliant as always. And thank you again for the subscribers that are new to the channel that brought me up to 1,000, and for all of you that had stuck with me and give me the thumbs up and the comments. Again, guys, huge gratification. So this is kind of, I suppose, a video in celebration of that. So let's get started. First of all, I done a little bit of research on YouTube, and a shout out to a YouTuber called Rubric. He hasn't been as active lately maybe, but he done a custom job of a haunted house a few years back, because he as well had mentioned that the set was too expensive to buy, and on the likes of eBay or Amazon, so he kind of ordered the parts from Bricklink. I didn't. I decided to go with what I could find here and give it a crack, and then I had to come up with some ideas of my own to replace certain things, but all in all I think it actually worked out okay. So yeah, so I'm going to bring the camera a little closer and we'll talk our way through it, and then I'll show you the internal as well. So, right, now, excuse the lighting here a small bit, guys, as we have a window here right behind me. It is a small bit bright on the back, which gives a bit of shade in the front. So what I was looking for with this, guys, was I wanted to get a kind of a more rundown look to the house. Now, if I had gotten the set previous, I would have just built it and placed it on something inside my city and would have been dead happy with it. But since I've done it this way and put a different edge and a different rundown, we'd say like 100 years of being weathered look to it, not falling down, but literally really weathered, excuse me, over time. That's the look I wanted to give it. So I'm actually glad to a degree that I didn't get the set. Now, if someone was to give me the set in the morning for €200, I would take it still and add it to the city, because I do love the whole theme of the creepy, spooky thing. But when I did this, there's no doubt about it, when you create something from what spare parts you have, there's a great element of excitement. So I wanted to keep this, we'd say, similar to the jade green that it is in the set itself, but I wanted to mix up a few colours just to show that the wall has been, either the paint has come off, so you're seeing an undercoat of paint, or a bit of a plaster or cement or whatever, and then it goes right down to the concrete, which would be the kind of grey, light grey look. So I blended those three on, we'd say, the wall itself. But then the chimney, I kept it strictly dark bluish grey and light bluish grey, simply because I didn't want to mix that with the wall colours, because it wouldn't have stood out as a chimney. It would, but not as prominent as what it is. So yeah, so I kept those colours, dark sandy beige, kind of grey little studs, and the main jade green then, to give it the overall green look to the house that it is, because I love that colour. The back then is probably a little bit less detailed here and there. There's bigger panels of green, and I did that simply because I wanted to save the kind of green masonry brick for the front and sides of the house a bit more, because you won't see the back as much. And then we have the side here again. And I put a few of my own touches in here, bigger spider webs and stuff like that. This skeleton hanging off the side. And we have the headless horseman here at the front side, so to say. So that's basically it in a nutshell regarding the colour scheme, guys, and that kind of a broken, battered look. And then we have the kind of, I suppose, what do they call it? Like, always banister kind of gates and the porch area. They were kind of black in the original instructions, and I was lucky to have, when I had got my Air-Jitsu temple a few years back, I got a few of them, and the small hut of jade green on the side of the temple had these little pieces, which are beautiful designs, and I thought, you know something, they'd look lovely there. I just found them in my box of jade green. And here we have these little hands, I just call them hands, clamps, whatever, and they were supposed to be dark bluish grey here to hold the bars going along. And again, I had plenty of green ones of those, so I put them there, and I put them on the roof as well, which I'll come to in a second. And what I had done then, we'd say, with the top of the window here, is they were completely made up of different pieces, and I just used kind of cheese wedges to go along here to give more of a kind of a frowning look, and it worked fine. It worked fine for me. A few little things. I didn't have the beige windows. For anyone who has this house would know what I'm talking about. I didn't have the beige windows inside, so I just put longer black ones. There's no glass in there yet because I didn't have it, but it's hard to see in there, so it doesn't really matter to me, you know. Obviously, these are the details of the real house. If I had it again, guys, I'd be over the moon, but still, I'm quite over the moon with how this turned out, with all the spare parts. You can come into the roof then, lads, as you know, like that, it's a kind of a 3-stud high, 2-stud width slope, and it's made up of black in the original house. And this is a kind of a browny red and brown itself, and we've got the 2-stud high slope and a small little kinked brick, and I mixed that in with a 2-stud high brown red slope as well. So what I wanted to give, you probably see it more from the back just because you've got the largest amount there, I wanted to give a kind of a sinking look to it, like the roof is kind of sinking in because it's old. It's not again falling apart, but it's oldish, you know. And I kind of ran that around and gave it a kind of a mix, and right up to the tip of it. And then on top here, as I just kind of come in and over it, this is all studs on the original house, and I wanted to give it a kind of a smoother look, but yet have open studs and a few bust up pieces here and there to give it, like, again, a weather beaten look, you know. And the few studs that are left on it is just for putting, we'd say, minifigs up in it if we were doing anything for Halloween or whatever, you know. So that's the outside, guys, in a nutshell. Now, sorry for all the kind of bad camera work here and turning this around. I should probably have a rotating table for this. I'm just going to bring the camera back here, okay, place it down, and I'm going to just take you through the inside quickly. I didn't do it exactly the same as, we'd say, the original set, but I just wanted to kind of put more of a floorboard look in there, and we'd say alter a few things around, as I'll show you there. So again, just a quick one. I made this like modular, and again, a bit of a hint to that I got from, or shall I say inspiration that I got from Rubric, is that he made a modular where you pull off the different levels of the house, modular style, as opposed to the original set where it opens up like a dollhouse. I wasn't too fond of that. This idea for me is better. So just showing you that. So it just comes off nice and steady, and just put it down here. The hardest part right here was the roof, just getting it to stick. When you're putting up the slopes and stuff like that, they kind of close in a bit, so there's a little bit on the tight side here as I take this off. So I'm just going to bring the camera, guys, back and forth just to show you. Alright, so looking down on that, here we have the attic. A few different colours, bottles, trophies, pikes, skulls, books, the whole lot in there, and ghosts just roaming around lost. Alright, so that's the top one in the attic. Bring it back again here now. Sorry, I know, guys, again for going back and forth with this. Next level, take it off. There's a little bat there that I have, so that's no loss there. I can stick him back. Right, in here we have the main bedroom area, Okay, that's a little support I just put on the two there. And we have the broken kind of bed, the skeleton, the closet, spiders, and again, not too much detail, stuck to some of the original instructions, and added the wooden floor again like that, just to give it a bit of stability with the boards. And I used thicker ones here just to actually join the plates as well, just to make it stronger. So that's the inside there on the second level. All right, so I come back here now and we'll take this up. Sorry, no, that's it. Right, that spider, by the way, is cool. He's actually huge, and he came with a CMF series. I actually thought it was real when I saw it first. Anyway, here we have, guys, the kitchen, and down here in the sitting room in one, I suppose. So I just put a few characters with a few zombie chefs, one hidden side character, and a witch with her broom ready to put back here in the storage area. And again, a wooden floor with a few cracks and bumps inside it, fireplace and the bottle, and a small little trophy up there and a glass. So again, just giving it that detail when you look inside it with the figs. But eventually we'll place this, and in probably another video I will show you where I'm going to put it, because I'd be excited to see how it'll turn out. So yeah, guys, hope you like. And again, thanks to everybody. Always comment. I'm always over the moon with everything. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. And if you feel like subscribing, also please do. And a thumbs up and all the comments that you can possibly give. Thank you very much, guys. Lego Leprechaun out.